anyway, so it's a very quiet night. You can just hear the distant roar of the ocean from 1.5 kilometres away, and that's about a bit over a mile. And then they could hear this sound as if two animals were communicating. And so they opened the screen doors. We have big the bedrooms all have huge glass windows. The whole place has got big windows all around it, so you constantly got all this light coming in the daytime, or at night you're always looking into the forest. And Matteo in particular said he could hear something moving quickly in the garden, just only a couple of metres away, say 6 feet away or so. And then he saw it just very shadow-like. He said it had sort of shaggy hair, black hair, and it jumped onto a palm tree. We've got these beautiful bungalow palms all around the house, and it jumped onto the bungalow palm and then jumped onto the roof. And so he was shining the torch on the animal, and he's Colombian, South American, and so he thought it resembled a howler monkey. And he knows the wildlife very well, and he's an artist, and he loves wildlife, and so he's quite familiar with wildlife. But he was very surprised that he didn't have a tail. And he sort of knows that we don't have monkeys in Australia, because Australia only has unique Australian animals from Gondwana. And so we've got all the marsupials, the famous Australian animals and plants. But so and he said it was looking down at them, and he said that it had a black face. It was covered in black shaggy hair. It was about 1 metre tall, and it had very long arms and long legs, and it had the eyes. I think he said they were there wasn't much of a reflection, eye shine, but it was only with the torch, the torch on his mobile phone or cell phone, and he was looking at it from only 4 or 5 metres away. And then our daughter Loana, she also, had a look as well, and she said it looked to her like a monkey face. It was peering through some vegetation, a large, because we've got trees all around the house, and mainly smallish trees, rainforest trees, and so it was peering. And she said, it did look to her like a monkey-like face, and then it scuttled off across the roof. The interesting thing is, often where I sit here, where I'm sitting right at this minute, this is our office or study, and some, on rare occasions when my wife Carmel has gone to bed, and I'm going to come to bed in a few minutes, but I'm finishing off something on the computer. And so the house is all, the lights are all off, and the only light will be in the office here. And then I've heard something on the roof right above the office. And now we do have possums and koalas, but they never come anywhere near the house. And we've never had any of them on the roof. And of course, possums and koalas have big claws. And so it's walking. You'd hear them scratching. But whatever was on the roof each time, and this didn't happen very often, but it must have happened over the 16 years we've lived here. It's only happened 5 or 6 times probably. But I'd be listening to something up on the roof and thinking, that's very strange. What is that, And then I'd decide it has to be a possum. So I'd go out with a torch or flashlight and have a good look around. And possums, usually if there's a possum around, if they see you, they get upset at you, and males in particular, and they have this sort of a call. The marsupials have typically very similar calls. Some are very powerful calls. The koala is the most powerful of all, and the yellow-bellied fluffy glider, the gliding possum. But they just, if you shine a light on them, they just perch there and look at you. They don't. They're fairly slow-moving animals.
So they freeze almost.
They tend to freeze and just look at you, and then they'll look at you, and if you begin to get too close to them, they'll climb higher up and look at you. So they're easy to see. So I would shine the torch around everywhere, expecting to see a possum, and find absolutely nothing at all.